Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really just need to take it home. Today I am joined by another three beautiful men. Teresa boys in the building. Why don't you introduce yourselves and give your social media tags? Or if nobody wants to do it, I'll go first. This is Doc Simmons, at Doc Simmons 17 on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Really easy.
I'll go second. Gunnar Wicks. I'm Gunnar Wicks on everything, no space. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. All right. Zach Hendricks. Z Hendricks brand on almost everything except YouTube. YouTube is just Zach Hendricks. And then Doc and I have some a tag one, Country Air Official on Instagram and Facebook, Country Air brand on Twitter.
I really wish we could have gotten those all to be the same because I always forget them.
Yeah, just Twitter doesn't allow us to go that far out.
Yeah,
like characters.
Jerks.
And I'm Mav Boone at 21_Mav.
All right.
All mine. I had like 4 different ones, but that's you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want them to, well, wherever you want them to reach out to you, Mav.
I'm pretty sure it'll all work itself out.
Why don't you actually, if you want to reach out to Mav Boone, you can find him at 420 69th Street in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I'm gonna give everyone my address. Now everyone's gonna come to my house.
Or you can find them at Walmart buying new gear.
Yeah, what was that?
Dude, that was such a random tweet. No idea why that was a tweet.
Like, no, like we spoke on the interview with Mike last week, and we brought it up that you buy your gear at Walmart, and he just tweeted about it today.
Yeah, but the Victoria's Secret was weird.
I haven't even seen him in like a year and a half. So him and I, when we used to go up to MWE in Minneapolis, was it maybe only 4 or 5 months in a row last year? He was always there in the front row giving us a hard time. But ever since I've been in Minneapolis, after that, I've never seen him for whatever reason. So I don't know. He's still giving back some nice shit.
Oh yeah. You know, when you are such a quality heel, Mav, you leave an impression.
Actually, Bax just texted me that today. Something about heels and he's like, yeah, let me just read you the text. As I said, breaking character, and he said, there's enough crossover with you and real life, so it might actually work. So he's just calling me an asshole.
Well, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I guess. Sounds like my mom.
All right. Okay, so let's just get on with the episode. This is episode 2. And on episode 2, we actually have segments.
All right.
Yeah, getting organized up in this bitch. All right, so our first segment is for somebody who's actually not here, but Mav made a great suggestion earlier. So the first segment we're going to go with is the banger of the week. Mav, what was your banger of the week?
Oh man, my banger of the week was "Pimpin' All Over the World" by Ludacris. I don't know, something about Luda just gets me going. Starts my day off right.
Can't go wrong with Luda.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Do not freestyle a Ludacris BET cipher at karaoke because they will boo you off the stage.
Well,
that's how you go wrong with Ludacris.
Well, that was definitely a location thing. I don't think that would go over well in Cudahy. I could think of, maybe a couple of Atlanta strip clubs where that wouldn't have gone over better.
I'd love to go to an Atlanta strip club with you, D.
It also could have been the person performing it.
I think that has a lot to do with it. Yeah. I couldn't stop laughing. That probably didn't help.
That's
my delivery was poor. I mean, this hypothetical person.
Whoever would think that BT cipher verses are good at karaoke, whatever type of person that is.
Yeah.
I would never film it.
I mean, that's a good cipher verse. Those were good ciphers.
Oh yeah.
Like back before they started dying off.
Yeah.
You did the one where he had on the blue Tims, right?
Yep. Need more Jaguars than Jacksonville, more Blue Jays than Toronto. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's good stuff.
But back to pimping over the world. Can't go wrong with some Bobby V on vocals.
Maybe next time I try pimping all over the world next time we go to karaoke. That sounds like a better option.
Because I mean, Ludacris is well loved. I feel Cudahy has to know who he is. Maybe pimping over the world. Maybe area codes. Those Luda
Southern
songs would have gone over better.
Little Southern hospitality.
Yeah, would have been the way to go.
Now I know.
Hindsight is 2020. All right, so
yeah, I don't look into the past. I look into the future.
smart man right there. Smart man. All right. So we had Mav with our banger of the week, Ludacris pimping all over the world. Classic throwback.
Thank you.
And we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment, Film Room. What have we been studying / watching this week? Whoever wants to start.
D, why don't
I'll go.
No, shut up, Gunner.
Fuck you. Can we swear on this podcast?
Yes, we can swear on this podcast.
No.
I
Okay,
don't
well,
plan
fuck you,
on
Mav.
trying to monetize what we talk about late at night when I know we're drinking and other forms of inebriated.
I don't drink, so
Like Tylenol?
Yes, like Tylenol.
PM.
Chewable kind.
D. I want you to go first because I want you to bring up some name of a person I've never heard of in a country I've never heard of for some promotion I've never heard of, and talk about how good it was.
Well, I did not watch any of a promotion you hadn't heard of this week, only because I couldn't figure out how to watch it. But I'll get to that this week. But I've still been watching New Japan, World Tag League, and Best of the Super Juniors. I'm trying to see who put on. There's been a couple bangers. I just got done with Tomohiro Ishii and Yano versus Evil and Yujiro Takahashi. It was a nice little fun match. I always like Yano and Evil together. I think they have good chemistry. Watch TLC, which I'm sure we all have opinions on. I enjoyed the show.
Maybe.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the finish. I know a lot of people are giving WWE crap about it, but I think it would. I think they did pretty well.
Only complaint about the finish was, and we talked about it yesterday, they should have stuffed the belly a little.
Yeah, they could have stuffed it a little bit more, but I think it was. I don't think they stood on
the illusion. But like, if you're gonna do it and try to make us think you haven't burned alive, like his stomach went from like me to you. Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it had to be like more realistic. That was my only problem with it. Like, I don't care that it's obviously not like Bray Wyatt, right? It's a dummy, but I'm trying to like buy into like the universe and like have that like sense of disbelief. And if I see it and can easily tell it's not him, then I'm not a fan. But if they can do it better, I guess, or make it look better, then fine with it.
I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a fan of the hokey shit, so I didn't mind it.
I thought the visual of like Bray Wyatt having Orton in the claw or whatever with him on fire was pretty sweet. That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
I think that was a better shot of him like doing the mandible claws, trying to push Randy in it, and then Randy switching at the last moment.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then, like, I'm a big fan of Lucha Underground, so I like this kind of cinematic stuff. I definitely think they would have done it differently and not done it in ring so that they could make it, more believable and have the time to make it look like a real person. But
yeah,
I mean, for what they were working with, and I don't think the shot hung on for like too long, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what I've been watching. And I guess what we all been watching TLC. Who wants to go next?
Besides TLC, mean, you over yesterday were watching a lot of old school like ECW pay-per-views. Just watching like I don't know, just like how big it was when the crowd was like you fucked up and like the guys how like they kept their composure. I guess like you could tell like oh like even if they fucked up, the crowd was watching, so that was cool. And just more than anything, just like I guess like just clips I catch on Facebook or Instagram, and then if I like it, I'll just go to the match.
Yeah. You always got to find inspiration somewhere. All right, Mav, what generic mayonnaise wrestler have you been watching this week?
I like mayonnaise.
You're disappointed.
I think we've talked about this a little bit before, but so the one thing that I've been going back and watching a lot of the past couple weeks is the Summer of Punk. Not just because of how how exciting CM Punk was at the time and the crowd reactions he got and stuff, but like I was trying to study a little bit more, not just as a fan and watching like those promos and trying to study more of like why he was so, why the crowd was so taken by him and like, to hear his tone of voice and his word choice and his demeanor and his body language and stuff like that. And then I think there's some young Miz in that era too that I'm trying to pick up a little bit from, like just the cocky, the dickhead, like the big talkers. So I want to be a better talker. And then some old so I got this steel cage match coming up on January 9th. And I've never been in a cage before, so I've watched a lot of old steel cage stuff. Like watched Brett and Owen in the cage the other day and some stuff like that. And then I've stolen a lot of like small little segments and little sequences and stuff like that from this ROH. First from the Pure that Pure Championship tournament, and then even just once they went into that bubble, some of those guys like Jonathan Gresham and Jay Lethal and Josh Woods, and even some of the Briscoes and stuff like that. So
good friend Josh Woods kicking us in the chest, or mostly you, only you.
Yeah,
Say, like,
I'm not embarrassed about that night.
Mav name drop Josh Wood just so we could be like, hey, Mav, can you talk about that match you had with him where you whooped his ass?
No, not even for that. Like, I mean, you don't have to ask me twice to bring up that match. I'll just bring up that match. But no, he's like, he fucking hits hard. That's what I like about him. And he's like almost like half shoot, and because it makes you. I think when things are a little bit more authentic, well, this goes without saying, but when things are a little bit more authentic, you buy into them so much more. And he's one of those guys where like if he throws a strike, you believe that it fucking stuck the other guy because it probably did.
I think the Pure title was like a good thing to bring up for guys like him. I don't want to say that he was like floundering because I liked 2 guys, 1 tag. I thought they had some pretty interesting segments, but I think having the Pure title is definitely going to help guys like him and hopefully guys like me who are just closer to having a shoot style of wrestling. I mean, I love it. I've been watching the Pure title matches and stuff the past couple of weeks.
I've been trying to incorporate like when we're at camp and all that more like since like like how you say like the Pure titles in and like that's trying to like come back into style, like taking advantage of like my 7 years of like the amateur wrestling to try to incorporate that with what I do, just because like it's something like Doc, you get trained how to do it, and like you kind of step away from it, but now you see with the Pure tournament, it's kind of like how you said shoot wrestling.
I mean, yeah. If you look at whether it's the Pure tournament or UWFI rules down in Paragon, there's definitely been like I feel like a rise of the half shoot or even Bloodsport with just GCW. There's definitely a rise in like the half shoot, half worked matches, and I think
and play to your strengths. Like I think that's one thing I haven't been doing lately is like I have a really good amateur like not to be cocky, good amateur background. I know Aesop, if he listens and he talk shit to me about it later, but yeah, I feel like I don't use that at all in my matches.
And me, I for like the last year have been trying to get away from chaining and trying to find ways out of it. Though I think it's helped me be creative, but I think it's maybe time for me to go back and put it back on the ground.
Well, I think there's a way to do it though, right? Like, I think there's a difference between just going through the motions of starting a match with a chain versus having a end goal to get to. Or,
Yeah,
I think there's a big difference.
definitely. I mean, I think the match that we had the other day with starting with Sergio, it was close. But I think he was just ready. I mean, really, I can't even say he made a bad call because he cut me off, chopped me, and then we, went into beating the fuck out of each other, and the crowd loved it.
What match was it?
So I mean, we'll get into more detail when we talk about our weekends and what's coming up. But we had a match against Sergio and Oso, and me and Serge started, and we did a little shoot wrestling at the beginning. I would have just wanted to go a little longer than we did, but
I was a big fan of the shoot wrestling. I was standing on the apron, and I was kind of like, damn, like this is what like I was a big fan of that.
yeah, I would have just liked to go a little longer with it, but I think it turned out pretty well. Okay. So if nobody else or Gunner, if you talked about what you've watched?
Besides only
have not.
Okay.
But
let us
all
know.
I've really watched though this week, all I've watched is TLC. So that's the only thing. Overall, I thought it was a solid pay-per-view altogether, and Roman Reigns is awesome, and Randy Orton is awesome, and that's all I got to say about it.
Well, hey,
sorry, I didn't watch anything like cool and underground this week.
It's like look, some of us like me watch the weird shit, and the internet mark shit, and some people like watching paint dry like Mav and watch whatever's fed to them.
I do like that. I love vanilla. Although I haven't finished the pay-per-view yet, but I did. I texted you and I said I am ready for the final Shelton Benjamin push.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Shelton Benjamin push. Maybe not 15, maybe 10.
I was fine. Like the ending of that, who watched it thought the ending of the match was a little odd. Like how Cedric tagged himself in. Shelton looked all pissed, but they won the belts and they were like all cool. Like, are they kind of teasing like early already, like the dissension between Shelton and Cedric?
Well, I believe they had an interaction like maybe a week or two ago in a tag match where Cedric walked out on Shelton during the match too. Like I said, I don't regularly watch the show week from week. I usually catch like the YouTube highlights, and then I'll just watch the pay-per-views.
Yeah. I seen a thing, like an article talking about how a lot of people want to see Keith Lee join the Hurt Business to be the heavyweight champ, and they run it all.
I miss factions. I miss when DX had a run on all the belts.
Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution. Like I miss stuff like that. So I'm down for it.
I will say this wasn't recently, but when we were hardcore quarantined, back March, April, May, I watched a lot of the Ruthless Aggression era. And oh man, people forget how good Shelton Benjamin was 15 years ago.
Oh God,
like,
yeah.
You had some just like amazing matches with Rob Van Dam, and he had one with Shawn Michaels, and
I mean that was like legendary and will forever be gift.
Yeah. Super kick heard around the world.
I was a big Shelton fan.
Yeah, even at Money in the Bank, like the shit he would do, like before Kofi Kingston had like the elimination stuff, like Shelton was the guy to do this stuff.
No, yeah, freaking. So I've also been like watching the WrestleManias in order, and I'm up to that era where I think this is like his third. This is like the second or third Money in the Bank at WrestleMania with him, and like I think this is Punk's second second Money in the Bank at WrestleMania is where I'm at.
Is that where he runs up the ladder, or what's?
Yeah, this is one where he takes He takes a flip bump from a ladder inside the ring onto a ladder bridging to the barricades outside.
God. Shelton Benjamin, the guy who underutilized and should have been a heavyweight champion at one point.
Definitely. You know, I'm a mid card guy. I love all the mid card wrestlers, and Shelton is really one of my favorites.
Call me vanilla and then say you're a mid card guy 5 minutes.
Like, yeah, because that's got all the good wrestlers.
Yeah, I agree.
Oof.
The actual good wrestlers, not the guys that just need to be the face of the company.
I don't think I've dropped a name yet that was not a mid carder, except for CM Punk, I suppose. Who started as a main carder for a decade.
And we all know your hero, Cena.
That's true. It is. It is.
Mav, you're such a basic wrestling fan.
It takes all kinds.
You're like the basic white bitch of wrestling.
I ain't mad at that.
Hey, man, I have new merch idea.
I've been called worse. Since this podcast started, I've been called worse.
Yeah. All right. So if nobody else has got anything else they want to talk about as far as wrestling they've seen, we can go ahead and talk about our weekend. This past weekend, we all had ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling Milwaukee.
Oh, Doc, I do have one other thing I want to say before we move on.
Okay.
Am I the only one who gets irrationally annoyed at failed cash-in opportunities?
No, you are not.
It is the coolest thing they have going every year. It's like my favorite thing. And then it's just hard to picture like the same people who draw up like, hey, let's have Seth Rollins crash the main event at WrestleMania are the same people who are like, hey, let's have it be lost 3 years in a row. And have it bounce around from people to people and it changed hands. And it made me mad. I saw him come out during that first match and I was excited. And then as soon as they did that thing on the top, or not the thing on the top of the ladder, the manager came in and I'm like, he's not gonna win it now.
I am okay when a face has a failed cash in, because a lot of times they'll do the I'm gonna fight you man to man, and you can see it. Well, all right.
Yeah.
But when it's like how Miz cashed in, I think a smart heel should win it.
And there was Baron Corbin's cash in.
Yeah.
Braun failed too at one point.
Yeah, Braun failed his cash in.
And it's just happening way too much lately.
Damian Sandow failed his cash in too.
Oh yeah, I mean now we're getting into the weeds. Like when was that? Like 2012 or something.
Majority of the failed cash-ins all included John Cena in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was during Unbeatable Cena.
That's irrelevant. That's their fault. Trying to cash in on the GOAT. Like I don't know what they expected.
I mean, so like New Japan kind of has like a Money in the Bank, but it's for the their US title. But Moxley is the champion right now, but he's not defending it. So they're having Kenta just defend their Money in the Bank. And I think that's been pretty good. He also hasn't lost it. But I think that's been pretty good, and it's made like the title seem super important.
I still find it very ironic that New Japan has a U.S. title. I mean, like, I don't know what I get. Like they're trying to join, they're trying to get into the U.S. territory. Just like we don't have like a Japan, like WWE doesn't have a Japan belt. You know what I mean?
No, but they used to have a European title.
Yeah.
Yep.
Intercontinental title, and you know where Japan is? It's on a different continent.
We also have an Intercontinental title.
What?
Yeah, New Japan also has an Intercontinental title.
We're not talking about Japan's Intercontinental title. We're talking about America's.
But I will say that New Japan didn't start their U.S. titles till they really started doing shows in the U.S.
Yeah, like they crown it in Cali with Kenny Omega getting it.
I believe it was in Cali. It was either Cali or Texas.
There you go.
Like two places they've ran shows. And yeah, Omega was the first champion? Yeah.
Omega was, then Jay White, and then Juice.
Juice, yeah. And then Juice got it. And Juice and Moxley had a nice little match for it.
Well, then Cody got it from Juice, right?
Huh?
Cody won it from Juice, right?
And then maybe Juice won it back? Because I do know that Juice ended up losing it to Moxley.
Juice took it back. Moxley got it now.
There you
Got
go.
it when it works.
Yeah. I don't know. That New Japan storytelling, it does get confusing every once in a while.
All I want to know is because, like, isn't every time you're a champion, you defend the belt? So, like, how are they planning on separating the world title with the Intercontinental title?
Well, I mean, Naito says he wants to defend it. He wants to defend both, but they have it set up that Jay White has the briefcase right now, and Jay White, being the heel he is probably just going to try to take both at the same time. So, I don't know.
They do it like literally like every match is a title match, and like since Evil's got it, like everyone's been double champ.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it'll be a while. I mean, also New Japan like does not try to. I don't want to say hotshot their titles, but they always think long term with their storyline. So I don't see the double title splitting for at least another 6 months. No, maybe during the G1.
For sure. All right, let's
All right.
get Matthew back in here. I think we got subject.
Yep, it's all right. You know, happens. Talking about something we enjoy, but let's talk about hitting a bunch of other people hard this past weekend at ICW.
That's my favorite thing.
Gunner, why don't you start? One Man Riot Squad. You guys had a number one contenders tag team title match, didn't you guys?
We did, but we took the L, so we don't gotta talk about that really. But since it's a segment, I guess I will.
Anyway,
How'd you lose?
pinfall.
To be honest, I don't remember. I remember the end being like me on the outside being distracted.
I actually
and then
remember
Chucky got pinned somehow.
To you about this because it was a cool finish. I enjoyed the finish. I just thought it was missing a little something. I don't know what, but I really liked the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly how Chucky got like pinned or whatever, but yep. But yeah, it was a number one contenders tag title match, and it was the opener of the main show, which I like being that first like main match. I enjoy that, so that's cool. But yeah, I think the match overall was decent, and I don't know where we go from here, but I'm excited to find out.
Also, Chucky, if you're listening to this podcast, Gunner just said you dropped the ball and got pinned and lost the match for the team. Just
Ooh, chuckles.
Chucky, don't listen to him. Me and you, we're a team. We're brothers. We can do this. Well, maybe not brothers. That's too far. But we're definitely a team. Don't listen to Zach.
Chucky, I'm just saying, man. He will put the blame on you. You didn't say that he could. You know, for being so athletic, he didn't get in the ring quick enough to pick it out.
No,
I think me and Chucky make a fine team. I do all the pinning, and he takes all the pinfalls. And it's 50-50.
I like the finish to yours where those like Chucky and Zach in the ring, Gunner outside on the apron, with Chucky to his back to Gunner. Zach rushes Chucky. Chucky throws the line. Zach ducks under the line, slides out of the ring to Gunner's feet, pulls him off the apron, posts him. Chucky's distracted by that. Nell rolls him up from behind for the finish.
By the way, can we call Zach McGuire from now on? He doesn't. I'm Zach.
Oh, yes.
You like articulated that, Doc, much better in words than I ever could. So from here on out, you just want to describe my matches for me?
I don't know. I like I said, I liked it. It was a good idea. I just think that maybe I don't know, just there was a little disconnect somewhere. I don't know where it was, but besides that, I really liked that finish. I thought it was inventive. Like, we're going to steal that finish at some point, just so you know.
I mean, I don't care.
Good.
Better take
Yeah,
credit
that-
for that. It's all your
Huh?
idea, right? Wasn't that your idea?
Oh,
the whole
totally. I drew up that entire match, definitely. Yep. And by drew up the entire match, I spent most of the time putting my face paint on and then talked it over last minute, and Chucky told me what to do, and I did it. So.
Like, we all know Gunner is a master of putting together a match.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Gunner, what do you
definitely.
do? I say roar and chokeslam people.
Hey, man, do what you're good at, or in my case, mediocre at.
I don't know. You're good. Like, I think, ICW, you're the big monster babyface, and everybody loves it. So you're doing good.
Thank you. I try.
All right. And then as far as me and Zach go, we were supposed to have a title match against a certain someone. Like, don't look smug.
Why I feel like you guys are looking at me?
All right. We were supposed to have.
Who are you texting?
I've kicked you in the face too many times already. It's getting boring. I need new
Right. Yeah, right. But instead, Country Air defended their ICW tag titles against Reyes de la Muertes in Oso Turco and Sweet Brown Sugar. I think the match was solid for the most part. I think we definitely rushed maybe a little bit through some of the spots, but I think we put together a solid first half of the show closer because we were right before intermission, I think.
Yeah, I believe we were. I thought it was a solid match, as much as as I know you do, beating the shit out of Mav and Ethan. Unfortunately, it won't happen for a while because now that they skipped out December, I don't think they get another title shot until we drop the strap. So, unfortunate. Anyway.
And since Gunner went and lost the #1 contendership, I guess we're not wrestling him.
Good. We already beat him twice. But no, I thought it was good. Oso, especially like Oso kind of stepping out of his comfort zone, like telling us that was his first time calling the match fully in English. Like I thought it went really well. Few hiccups, few like miscommunication spots, but no match will ever be perfect.
No. And this is my first matchup with Surge, so I think he figured out how much I laid in because he definitely covered up after like the first chest kick.
So
that first kick, you should have seen the look on his face. Like he was like, what? It was more like, oh shit. Yeah. It was what?
And props to Surge because I think he's not heel very often. This is definitely one of the few times he's been heel. And I think he did pretty good for getting some heat early. And then, like I said, I wanted to do the chaining more, but I think he cut me off well and put me in a position to hit him hard and get cheers for it. So can't be upset with that.
Oh yeah. And then I know next month at ICW, you just can pretty much announce the match. We get to take on Nell Dillinger and Zach McGuire, which I'm looking forward to more doing a match with Nell again.
Yeah, I've never gotten to work Nell.
I worked Nell and we had a match and we were both pretty pumped about it. And then we had 10 minutes, then we got told because of the weather, we had 5 minutes. And at that point it was just kind of I don't know, when you get your match cut in half, you're like, well, fuck it, let's just go to the basics.
Yeah. It's always rough. And I always like working Zach. It's always nice to work another guy. We can do some power moves we don't get to do too often.
Yeah. Has anyone filmed their promos for the January 9th show? Nav?
I have a bunch of ideas, but they're all incomplete ideas. So I have to put together several small ideas to make one big one that makes sense, and then I'll start filming them. I'll get there.
That sounds very intricate.
I'm a very complex individual.
For you guys, I should have the match graphics You guys just want me to send it to you over Facebook? Like the complete product?
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
All right.
Yeah, like going a little too inside baseball over here, brother.
Wait a minute, I'm like right now.
Like, I mean, I don't like shoot. I'm studying film right now. I'm still watching in the background. We're all addicted to this business in some way.
Yeah, I'm just glad. Some of the matches got switched, so I'm glad I didn't start those graphics yet.
What got switched?
This match got turned into a tag match. It's gonna be Dis now tagging with Porn Stash versus Jake Andrews and Felch.
Ah,
Is that part of the segments, Doc? Talking about what we got coming up next? Because I feel like that's a good transition.
I mean, yeah, might as well go ahead and switch on to what we got coming up next.
Is anybody working before BCW again?
I'm going with Aesop, Tyler, and Sean to that BCW thing in Alabama this weekend.
Yeah, you took my spot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am actually, I'm off until Brew City. Nice little.
Me too.
Nice little 2 weekends off. I feel like I haven't had that in forever.
Get that body right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doc's body is always right.
If only that were true.
I'm getting anxious though, man. Like I've been quarantined for like a while now. When was ICW? 5 days ago? I don't know. Time kind of goes away when you don't go anywhere. So I'm kind of losing it. I'm anxious. I'm ready to get back out and wrestle again, or train, or go to the gym, or anything.
Yeah.
Or walk my dog in the freezing rain, and that doesn't really.
Speaking of getting your body right, how much more weight does Gunnar have to lose before we stop protecting his thighs?
Fuck off, Zach. I'd like to hear any actual opinions on that, though, just for the fun of it.
That is a good question. I don't know, because I mean Gunnar is still a pretty tall guy too.
Mav's the same height. Why are we not protecting Mav's size?
Yeah, why are we not protecting my size?
Because I'm beefier.
Yeah, that's the thing. You are noticeably skinny, Mav. You are noticeably lean.
I'm still up like 10 pounds since I debuted, so fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've definitely put on
I've gone down
you
like
just have a
40, so
lean
fuck
build.
you.
Yeah, see, Gunnar started off 40 pounds heavier. So, how much more has to come off before he starts?
God, probably at least another 40, I'd imagine.
Wait, that means he'll be at 205.
Yeah, that's impossible. I don't think I could make it to 200. I think that's physically out of range.
I don't think you would want to. I think you're
a
lot closer to your goal weight than you think.
Yeah.
I'm 240 right now, and I think I want to get to 230, and then I'll really try focusing on the muscle building part of it, and not just losing weight. But yep, that's the goal.
Yep. I mean, that's the general cycle of it: is lose weight, then put it back on to get a little bulkier, and then lose it again.
Doc, what's your goal weight?
On you, baby. I'm a gentleman.
That's such a good answer.
A gentleman never tells. A gentleman never tells. But instead of flirting with each other, let's continue to talk about what we got.
I think we need a new section where we just the flirt section. I kind of like this. I don't know about you guys.
Take me home hotline.
Gunnar, give me your best pickup line.
Off the top of my head, it's nice shoes, wanna fuck. That's all I got. I need to think of a more creative one.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Do you like this?
I will say though, I will say that she ain't a lady unless she's pushing 280. That's pounds, by the way.
Big dinner.
I've always been a fan of if your left leg was Thanksgiving and your right leg was Christmas, can I spend some time between the holidays?
That's a classic. That's a
I
classic.
like the.
That's great.
Do you guys like discounts?
Love discounts.
You get your clothes 100% off.
Hey.
That Michael Jackson joke about the boys' pants half off or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, Uncle Jack jokes around with you and your pants off. Just go get checked out with Uncle Jack.
You on that horse again?
All right. Once again, let us try to talk about what's coming up.
Yeah, what were we talking
My
about?
bad.
It's all good. What we got coming up. So Zach's got Alabama this week. I don't have any shows for the next 2 weeks, I believe. Not till Brew City Wrestling at the Elks Lodge in Waukesha on Springdale, where you'll have Country Air versus Whiskey Bitten Hellbound. And
You want me to say the whole match lineup?
I don't. Sure, let's.
We
it's
can
not
say
like-
hours.
I mean, we got like we got a pre-show match now. Jonas finally got a spot on the show.
All right, nice up and coming.
Versus
Wisconsin
Savage
wrestler.
Engage on the pre-show.
Don't you mean CJ Cole?
Oh yeah, CJ Cole. My bad.
I got my match, me and Chucky, Killer Instinct versus a sideshow in a fun house. I don't even know what they're calling it. It's a hardcore match with cool weapons. That's all I know. I'm sure that'll be fun. We're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, you should definitely light Nacho on fire.
That is a great idea. Thank you. I'm gonna add that to the list of things I want to kill Nacho with.
I think if there was ever an appropriate time to light Nacho on fire, this would be the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's been a flaming casket match in that venue before, so I'm sure the venue won't mind a little, few little small flames.
Yeah, that was the first show I security at Brew City.
That must mean it was mine too.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine Nacho's like giant afro just on fire. That'd be amazing.
Great visual.
Yeah. Now I can.
Well, come to the show January 9th and you might see it.
And then I think Mav, you got a co-main event or main event match.
Yeah. Well, two cage matches. Yeah. Yeah, the steel cage last man standing match. I also might set Stacy on fire. That should keep her down for 10 seconds.
You definitely would win.
Not a bad idea. We'll talk beforehand. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I really don't. First steel cage match, first last man standing match. But yeah, I mean, I can tell you it's going to be probably pretty intense, probably pretty heated, pretty emotional, a little violent. But
If there's
beyond
one
that,
thing Mav is known for, it's for violence.
I'm known
Sounds
for
like my love life.
And women abuse.
No.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. You and Stacey will put on a banger.
All of my strikes are.
I know. Mav stomps people so hard he breaks his own knee.
It's not funny. It wasn't broken. I don't know. I never had it checked out. Sure.
Hey, could we the week of Rise? We should do like a segment where we analyze all the matches and kind of talk about it, play by and everyone like how in the NFL they pick like Packers or Bears. The majority of the time they always pick the Bears. Like we should like pick who we think we're gonna go with.
And the Bears always lose.
First of all, I don't know what podcast you're listening to. Those people sound like idiots. And I'm a Bears fan, but yeah, I mean, I'm down.
Well,
I'm sorry.
nobody ever picks the Giants
Hey.
because they're smart.
We never talked about how ironic it is that Doc Simmons, of all people, is a fan of the Giants.
It's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What's your favorite baseball team, Doc?
Is it the Giants?
The San Francisco Giants. Why?
All right, that's what I thought. Just making sure.
I don't see what the problem is.
What's your favorite movie, Doc? Is it The Little Giants?
No problem.
Little Giants.
What's your favorite documentary? Is it besides me?
It's a good one.
Thank you. I'm out of references though.
That's about all I got. So why don't we just take it home on that note and call it a night?
Well, where's Mav's question of the week?
Is it that time?
Oh, I guess it is that time. Yeah.
All right. Who wants to pick the number?
69.
6.
Well, it's only out of 11, so we'll go with 6. 2, 3, 4,
12.
6. Okay, so again, these are it's a pile of questions, kind of like those questions you just play, like would you rather's in crazy scenarios like that that make you give really uncomfortable answers, like if you're out just drinking with your friends or whatever. So we all have to answer this question. Some of them are wrestling related, some of them are not. This one just happens to be wrestling related. So would you rather wrestle your next match butt ass naked, or never wrestle again as long as you live?
Max and James will not be happy with that, but I guess. Well,
Butt naked.
If I'm in the same venue, neither will I.
Not even close. Like they're gonna have to take a kick to the face long style.
All right, so
That's a note to take it home on.
it's 2 for nude matches. G.
What?
Like,
We
what
going?
would you do? Are you wrestling naked, or are you not wrestling again?
Oh, I'm easily wrestling naked.
I was gonna say, are you gonna show him why you're the one man riot squad?
Yes. Yes, I will. I also sweat a lot, so less clothes is good. And I think ticket sales would be through the roof, quite frankly. So, yep.
Gotta dig sell tickets off Tinder.
That's true.
Yes. Tinder, Grinder sometimes.
He uses all his reasons.
Bumble, Plenty of Fish,
Craigslist,
all of them.
eHarmony.
Craigslist.
See, here's my conflict though. Like 99 times out of 100. I mean, actually, I'm probably the one who should have the least issue with this question because I have merchandise for sale at every show that has pictures of me naked on them. But I don't know. My next match is against a female, married female. Not that really should make a difference, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. That's a little different. I feel like.
Country
air. Yeah.
Yours is in a cage, so you have a chance of things getting caught. Same thing with Gunner, so I can understand you two being more weary.
Oh, the hardcore, yeah.
Yeah. But ours is just a straight up 2-on-2 orgy. No.
I don't know. I guess I would. But let's be glad that that's not a real scenario.
Or is it?
Find out next week.
Yeah. Come to the Elks Lodge and you will find out.
I guess that's like 2 weeks.
Yeah. But all right, on that note,
naked, Aesop, Ethan in a fire ice match, butt ass naked, like.
No, yeah, I think there's definitely other matches where it's like for safety reasons, you probably shouldn't wrestle naked. But I think,
like, what if you have your clothes hanging from the roof? Instead of the title belt, have like the ladder match be you win by getting dressed.
I mean, I'm sure we could suggest like a clothes on a pole match.
Pole match.
He can be down with that.
Yeah. I think we have something here. We'll iron out the details.
Yeah.
Is it too late to switch our gimmick for our match? Wait, do we have a gimmick?
Card subject to change.
No, ours is just straight up. But we can definitely do. We just want to end matches by taking off Max's and Roadhouse's clothes so that we just build to that anyway?
I think you should wear have the button down gear, basketball warm up pants. So you can just rip them off and then you jump on the turnbuckle after you win matches and just let it fly like in Joanna Man, where he stands on that scores table. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, I did.
Vince. Just whew.
All right. This has gone off the rails. We're
Take it home, Doc.
Yes, we're gonna take it home finally. This has been like the third attempt to take it home. Pin me, please. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Everybody, be easy. One.
Yeah.